fixing the pelvis isn't always just about the pelvis. If your upper body is out of sync, your pelvic floor will struggle for that too. So in this video, I'm going to show you how and why there is a correlation between your upper body and your pelvis, what you need to pay attention to, what's the first step in the right direction, what type of exercises would be effective in bringing stability into your pelvis, therefore addressing your pelvic floor dysfunction, and finally show you 3 exercises that will show essentially the beginning stage of what exercises should become part of your profile of exercises that you do. So let's first understand that posture is essentially a gauge. It's a reflection of how you're carrying your body and how you're moving. You cannot have a good posture without having functional mobility and proper breathing patterns. You can fake it, but it's not gonna last. So with that said, we want to move on to explain how biological breathing will allow you to work in the right direction to provide stability in your whole trunk and impact the pelvis accordingly. When you're breathing biologically, you're breathing in through your nose, you're breathing out through the nose. If you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you do, because I've done a video on just biological breathing. I'm going to make sure my team puts it in the back at the end of this video, but please make sure you subscribe to the channel, because I post on this channel a couple of times a week, I think, and I'm of course on social media where you can see me 3 times a day. With biological breathing, we are addressing providing tonicity and providing strength to the muscles of the trunk. Your trunk is that part of your body that is covered by a gymnastic leotard. Your pelvis is part of your trunk. That is your core. Your core is not just about your abdominals. Your core is your trunk. Stability of your trunk is stability of the core. When you sit down and you do abdominal crunches, you're not addressing your trunk. So back to biological breathing. When you breathe in through your nose, and there are diaphragms in your body, the vocal, abdominal, and pelvic diaphragm are stacked on top of each other. The abdominal diaphragm is over here, pelvic diaphragm that's inside of your pelvis is right here. With your pelvis being stable, that breathing will impact the muscles inside of your pelvis. Every breath in allows relaxation of these muscles, because that pressure from above exerts pressure on this surface, and if I flip that over, that pressure will allow stretching of it, relaxation of it. Your reverse Kegel is its sad attempt in trying to do what your breathing naturally does for you. I don't like reverse Kegel because most often people bear down, and that complicates things. But back to breathing, it allows the top section of your trunk with the bottom section of your trunk to work together, to connect together and optimize stability. So without the stability of the upper body, you don't get a chance to bring that pressure from the breath to touch the whole surface of this inside of your pelvis. And that's the beginning of improper breathing, losing that intelligence, that innate benefit that comes with your breathing with regards to your pelvic floor, and your dysfunctional patterns of movement will begin. When you're breathing biologically, you also understand that the breath should push the sides of your body out and allow you a circumferential expansion of your trunk, instead of, which is what most people do when I ask them to do deep breathing. So trunk stability requires your neck also to be in the right place. The neck position directly impacts your pelvis position, because if your neck goes forward, your center of gravity changes, so your pelvis has to shift and go outside that ideal place to accommodate your balancing. So it is important to, when it comes to pelvic floor dysfunction, to look at the neck positioning, look at the back of the neck muscles to pull the neck back and hold it back when they need to. That is important because we are not just addressing the tension inside the pelvis, we're addressing whatever pulls the pelvis out of proper position, which then leads to tension there. Once again, if you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you do this now. Everything I present to you, I present it to you as if you are in my practice. You're in my office getting treated. It has to make sense. You need to address the cause of your problem, not just the symptom. When it comes to pelvic floor dysfunction, it is a global problem, meaning a full body needs to be addressed. So we learn to do biological breathing to allow these muscles to behave better. For the upper portion of your trunk, middle and lower portion to connect better. We are working on the neck to glide back, hold it there. We want to activate the back portion of our body because we live in a flexion lifestyle that using devices bring. So now I'm going to show you 3 examples of 3 exercises that will address. The first one is the back portion of the body, the back of the neck with the back upper portion of the body. I'm going to show you an exercise we all did when we were 5 months old, which allow the wraparound muscle in the top to work with the wraparound muscle of the trunk at the bottom to work together, and then one side to work with the other. And finally, I'm going to show you the one exercise where your trunk needs to be stable and work against gravity. These are the 3 exercises, beginning exercises, that allow you to see some of the examples of what it is that I do in my practice that allows stability of your trunk and is derived from developmental movements, which is basically studying human babies go from a helpless infant stage to the running toddler stage. Every single one of us have followed that, and no matter what part of the world you're from, you have that. So, or you follow that. So let's begin by showing you the first one. This is what you did when you were 3 months old, towards the end of the 3rd month in your life. So what you want to do is you want to get on your tummy, place your hands so your fingers are under your shoulders. Right here, this is the shoulder, the top of the shoulder. I want to place my hands so they're right under. You want to be on this bony part of your wrist on the pinky side, so find it. That's called pisiform. You want to place your pisiform on the floor and place your fingers flat on the floor, but you want to have that point of contact be your pisiform. You go on your forehead. I'm going to lift my head up just so you can hear it, and then go on the forehead. But you want to go on your forehead, and the line of force is the top of the shoulder to the tip of your elbow, and from your elbow to the pisiform. That's the direction of force. You're going to ultimately push the ground away and get yourself just the upper portion of your chest off the floor. This is not cobra. This is cobra is like so, and this is fully allowing the back of your neck with the back of your body to stay together, activated, and learn to lift themselves up. So you're gonna go on your forehead. By the way, you're not clenching your butt for this, and you're not holding your breath. You're breathing biologically. Go on your forehead, top of the shoulders to the tip of the elbow, elbow to the physiform. I want to scrape my nose on the floor, get the tip of my nose off the floor, look up about an inch, and hold my head in place. I'm not going to drop my head down. Top of the shoulder to the elbow, elbow to the physiform. I'm going to push and lift the top portion of my body off the floor. I'm not lifting up like so. My top of the shoulder to the elbows, elbows to the physiform, and I hold. And I go down. And you repeat. The next one is the one that I was telling you about with 5 months. You're going to lay down on your back. There's prelude to this that I'm not showing you here for the sake of the length of this video. So you're going to lay down on your back. Your spine is on the floor. The gap in the small of your back is closed because you have used the front of your body to pull the pelvis up into a neutral position. You bring one leg up, bring the other leg up without your trunk moving. You extend your arm out, lift the other arm up. I'm coming towards you. And as I turn, I'm pressing the top of this hand to the floor so the bottom portion of my body is lifted up. If I don't activate that part of my arm, I'm going to be on the floor. I'm not lifting myself off the floor by this side pulling me up. I'm lifting myself by pressing the top of my shoulder and my arm to the floor. It's as if I'm doing this to the floor to get myself up. My neck is not in the front. It's along the rest of my spine. My spine is neutral, meaning the gap in the small of my back is still closed because the front of my abdomen, of my body is pulling up. When it's time to go back, I'm going to press on the floor and return. This movement is not initiated by this quadrant or this arm trying to pull me into the place, or my legs trying to pull the rest of my body into the place. It's happening because my wraparound muscles here and here work together, and they talk to the opposite side, so everyone moves at the same time and everyone returns at the same time. Finally, now that I've practiced my trunk stability, I'm going to go against gravity. So once again, I'm going to be on my physiform with my hands as wide apart as my shoulders and slightly in front of my shoulders. My hips are right above my knees. What I find is that most people either go too far back or too far in. Stack on top of my knees. I'm pushing the ground away, gliding my neck up, sending my shoulder blades towards my back pocket, not letting my butt sticking out or flexing it. It's neutral. I'm pushing my sides out and I'm holding this position. Once I'm holding this position, I can go back and forth a little bit just for a challenge. This is just the beginning stage. There's a lot more to it, but that goes to show you how we as babies were able to get ourselves to a stable, perfect stability and balancing to the point that we start walking. So why reinvent the wheel? Just go back to what produced the result that we're after, that we have lost. We just go back and do it. That is the manual of movement. I hope you enjoyed this video. You found it valuable. Please make sure you share. If you have any questions or comments, put them below. I will take a look. And if you have any great ideas for more videos, please make sure you share and I'll do a video on it. Thanks for watching.